Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk. Thank you for your continued support of a platform that celebrates industry professionals all around the world because you are bold. Yes, I say it all the time. You're brave. You dare greatly. You are changing lives, and you are changing the world. We're at Accruent Insights. As you can tell by the buzz in the background, we are in Nashville, Tennessee. Gaylord, it's the Gaylord Hotel, which happens to be a small state. It's state 51, I guess. If you ever want to come to a place that will dazzle you, come to this one, because it will dazzle you. Hot seat, Bill Pollak. He is the Group President, Facilities and Asset Lifecycle Group at Accruent. Let's get cracking. Bill, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
Oh, well, man. Look at all the people standing around.
It's great.
Is it you? It's got to be.
I thought it was you.
No. Nobody cares about me. I'm just Scott, the guy that carries a six-pack of beer for whatever reason, right? So you having a good conference? This is interesting.
Yeah, it's great. It's so terrific to be in a place with 500 or 600 people who care about the same things that we care about, and you get to engage in the dialogue with them and hear what their issues are, what their problems and concerns are. It's great.
But the reality is that this is the first time in 4 years, right?
So we've been doing it on Zoom, which is very unsatisfactory.
Suboptimal.
Let's just say. And so just having people, instead of little tiny squares on Zoom, actually having full body, seeing everybody is fantastic.
And having the conversation around real problems. It's like, hey, what do we... There's so much happening within the world of asset management. There's just tons of stuff. It's in flux.
Yep.
I don't care. It's impacting everything. But to be able to have that real conversation in person, over a drink maybe or whatever, it's priceless. Absolutely priceless. Before we get into the conversation, give the listeners a little background on who Bill is.
So I am, as you say, I'm the president of Accruent and the group president for our parent company, Fortive, where we've taken three of our businesses. So Accruent is one, Gordian, and ServiceChannel. We've taken those three and put them together as a facility and asset lifecycle group. And so we are three basically software, data, and services companies that are focused around facilities, from construction through disposition, and the assets that are inside of those facilities and how we manage them.
So I can't help but, we're here at the Gaylord, and all I can see is just how do they manage? How do they identify the assets? How do they, I mean, it's you got the HVAC, got it. It's big, it's important, yes, I got it, and we're pulling data off of it and we're doing everything. But it's just, it's like the PVC piping. You got so many little things that are so important that you have to manage. When you say you're a part of this group, you identified three. Take us through that again. What are the three? So
you got three companies. Gordian, which has been around for about 30 years. It's in really the front end of the process, the pre-construction work. So Gordian is all about facility assessment, asset assessment, condition assessment. It's what shape is this building in? Does it need a new roof? When does it need a new roof? What shape are the bathrooms in, or the kitchens, or the boiler, or the air conditioning?
So these are existing properties?
Usually existing properties. Yeah. Could be commercial, could be higher ed, could be government buildings. What have we got? What do we need to do? And on the list of what do we need to do right now versus what could we put off a few years, and what will it all cost? And so Gordian helps to create that capital plan, to figure out what needs to get done and when. Gordian owns a database, RS means data, which for people in the construction industry, widely known, the leading construction cost data database in North America. So can estimate the cost of doing the work, of renovating the kitchen, of redoing the roofs, of putting on a new extension because you need more space. So Gordian is helping to create that capital budget, that capital plan.
Go ahead.
And then helps in many cases, to find the contractors to do the work. And so,
see, here's the challenge, and it was a problem. I was doing a project. I was building a facility, and what I was dealing with, what I was challenged with, was that the costs were so dynamic. Like maybe last week I could find a welder for X. Mm-hmm. This week, because Chevron had something going on down there, and now all of it's X plus.
Right. So when it comes to procurement, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And you want to hire a contractor and the prices keep changing. One of the things Gordian pioneered was a system of procurement called job order contracting. And think of job order contracting as an umbrella contract where a contractor says, look, I'll do all the work you want me to do at a set prices. Prices determined through the Gordian data set. So yes, steel prices may go up or down. That's what happens. Copper pipe prices might go up or down. But we control through Gordian how much that contractor is going to get paid to do that work. And you can almost, in a sense, lock it in. And for a period of time, which might be years, it might be up to $1 limit, you have a contractor who's there ready to do the work. That's particularly attractive in government contracting.
Yes.
Many of Gordian's contractors are state and local government, schools, public hospitals, which really need to abide by public procurement law and really like the idea of locking in longer-term contracts and having longer-term relations with their contractors.
I like that.
So that's Gordian. Think of that as the front end of the process.
See, that by the way, prices never go down. Go ahead.
Prices never go down. That's actually not true, but that's okay. They
never did on my project.
They go up and down. But having built whatever you're going to build, having done the capital work, now you need to maintain it. And so ServiceChannel, within the retail, restaurant, grocery, and convenience store industries, ServiceChannel is the leading provider of what's called work order management software.
Yeah.
So that's the software that the store manager says, hey, look, the lights in the parking lot need to be replaced, can key into the software, I need to replace the software, or I need to replace the light bulbs, or something more serious, the refrigerator number 32 just broke. I need a refrigerator guy to come in and fix that refrigerator. It all goes into the work order system. Work order system dispatches an electrician, a refrigeration guy, whatever it is. Third party.
Got it.
Who comes in, fixes the problem. The billing all runs through this system. And you, the store owner, can track, well, how often did that refrigerator break? Or, when's the last time this provider came and did work, and were their bills fair? And you can derive a lot of information by ganging together all of your work orders into a single system, managing your providers. So we help you make sure that you're getting the best plumber in the area, the best electrician in the area, the best landscaper in the area.
How do you do that?
We have a data set of about 70,000 providers, and we watch every piece of work they do. Do they show up quickly? Do their bills fall within the norms that we want them to fall into? Do they get a good rating? We ask for a rating on all of the work they do from the store owner. And so we can see over time who's doing a good job, who shows up quickly. Speed is often as important as price. Again, think about that refrigerator. If you don't get that refrigerator fixed quickly, you're throwing away the milk. You're throwing away the ice cream. Well, grocers don't want to do that. So speed matters. Obviously, cost control does matter, but it's not always the most important thing. Quality of work. Did they fix it the first time, or did we have to call them back to fix it again? Rework is something we watch.
Come on, do you have contractors that say,
yeah,
that's
we
too
have
much into
we have contractors
my...
who say, I have enough work, thank you. I don't need to work for Walmart. Not many, but some.
Yeah.
Most of them are willing to they like the idea of regular work from chain, multi-store chains that can throw them a lot of work.
God, that sounds great.
So that's ServiceChannel. And then Accruent provides similar work order management type software for manufacturing, for offices, for hospitals. Healthcare is a big field for us. Some retail. And so we're in that. But we're also tracking store leases. So if you think about a store that might have 1,000 or a chain that might have 1,000 stores all leased, the terms of those leases are all different. And so they've got to track all those leases. They've got to make monthly payments to the landlord. And they've got to make sure that if something breaks in one of those stores, well, is it my responsibility to fix it? Or is it the landlord's responsibility to fix it? They want to keep careful track of those costs. So we're helping on that level. We have workplace management software. So particularly now we're in this world where people don't just have an office where they come in and they put the family photos in and that's their office every day, 5 days a week. People are reserving a desk for Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they need a conference room on Friday for a team meeting. And we are in the business of selling software that helps people manage their space. Who needs what desk? Who needs what conference room? Do they need food? Do they need AV support? What do they need? And then with all of that data, we can see who's doing what. We can help the real estate, the director of real estate for an institution say, do I really need all this space? Maybe I can get away with half this space. And that's about cost management.
That's huge.
It's huge. And then the third area that another area that we're focused on is energy. So monitoring energy consumption. We have a grocer in the United Kingdom that's using our software to manage when they turn on and off the air conditioning. Well, it turns out that in the UK and I think everywhere, you can buy electrical power a lot cheaper at 5 in the morning than at 2 in the afternoon.
The tariffs,
right?
Yeah.
But you know how it is. It's variable pricing. So we can work with them to say, well, we're going to cool your stores early. Then we're going to shut it off for a little while when it's expensive. And then we'll turn it back on as it begins to warm up. And we can manage all that. And this grocer is saving millions of dollars just by managing and monitoring their energy consumption. And that's also part of managing the built environment, managing space.
What about a scenario like this? And you brought it up. So I'm a retailer, and I'm leasing all of these properties all over the United States. It's like they're all over. One of the areas that I am the landlord and I am the leasee, right? Mm-hmm. You will also work with the leasee as well as the landlord, right? In both sides of that.
We can, yes.
You can. And I want to have some sort of visibility into my businesses that are all being leased all around. Some visibility that creates a common picture.
You bet. We can help you put together a real estate view of all of your property, whether you're a landlord or you're a store owner who's got 50 landlords because they've got 50 stores. Either way, we can pull together that picture for you that says, well, here's what's happening, here's what it's costing you, here's how your energy consumption is working, here's how your floor space is being used.
I would think that's just vital.
It's very vital. It's incredibly important.
Yeah, and it's changing.
And this is part of the changing world. I mean, honestly, I think it's not that this wasn't true 20 years ago. But now you have the tools, and you have databases, and you have an ability to access data in very interesting, creative ways. And now, today, we're getting to AI. And this is what I think is so exciting. Because the ability to use AI to predict what's going to happen, to predict how much will need to get spent in a particular store, or to predict when that refrigeration unit's going to break before it does, and to take action. You have a lot of manufacturers out there who talk about, oh, we have sensors on our equipment.
Right.
And we'll give you a screen you can look at.
Right.
And I hear from store owners, and they all say, I don't have enough people to look at all those screens. There are too many screens. And I don't have trained people who know what to do when something goes wrong on that screen. We're coming to a world now where the software will just do it for you.
See, from my perspective, the world I want to live in, which is, I think it is I have a business. I'm neck deep in all of the challenges that I have with business, and there's some ways of being able to automate that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And to be able to provide these predictive models so that I know that I'm operating my business, whatever it is, as efficiently as possible, and then when something is getting ready to fail, whatever, I sweat the asset, get ready to fail, and then be able to go, All right, I'm calling out a maintenance professional and bring that screwdriver, that seal, and it's out here on this thing. And from a safety perspective, make sure that you disconnect this.
Oh, I think it's
Done.
more sophisticated than that. I think you want software while you're sleeping at night to call Fred, the technician, and to know it's Fred and not Joe. Because Fred has a particular skill that's necessary for whatever the thing is that's going to break.
Yeah.
You want Fred to be able to come in and fix whatever needs to be fixed. While he's fixing it, you want him to have access to the drawings of that refrigerator unit and the compressor, so that he doesn't put his screwdriver in the wrong place, so that he actually fixes it correctly. So you want those drawings to be immediately available to Fred when he shows up. You actually also want on his phone, want to give him a map. If you've ever been in a large supermarket, there could be 100 refrigerator units. Which one am I fixing? So you want him to have a map that says, oh yeah, it's this one. So he goes to the right one. Then you want the drawings to come up that are relevant to
or accurate.
that equipment, and that are exactly right.
Accurate.
So it's as built or as modified.
Yes, that's right.
So I have what I need. And then when he's done, you want to track, did it stay fixed? Did he do the job that we paid him to do?
It's like, you know, we talk about SaaS, right? But the thing with SaaS is like these upgrades or these updates just happen magically. I don't even see them. I'm not.
That's right.
You know, it's all great. The same thing can exist with an asset. It's just all of a sudden, I didn't even know the light was out. It
got fixed.
It just got fixed.
Yeah, somebody came in. Right. Could be an internal technician. It could be an outside electrician. Whatever. The right person got called, and they showed up, and they did the thing, and we got a report the next day saying, yep, they fixed it.
Isn't that something?
And then a bill, and it gets tracked in your billing system. That's also important. All of that is just going to happen without human intervention. That's where we're going.
That's exactly correct. Yeah. And I'm all for it. What do you think of a situation where I have my refrigerator at home, I've got my oven, and they're smart devices, and then all of a sudden, knock, 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 I get a technician at the door saying, hey, your refrigerator's, the compressor's getting ready to, or your air conditioning.
It's not crazy.
It's not
I'm not
crazy.
in the residential business, so I'm sure there are some issues around that.
There is. But it's getting to that point, and I'm like, hey, have at it. I don't want to wake up and have my refrigerator all just with rotten.
I mean, it's not crazy to think that your oven is going to call a technician and say, you got to come out and fix it. We're not actually so far away from that. Seems crazy, but
no.
But
why not?
But why not? I mean, we're now in a world where if you have a Tesla or any other electric car, Tesla will come out to your house to fix your car. Stop and plug in Diagnostics and fix it right in your driveway. That was not true, a few years ago.
It's exciting times.
Yeah, no, it is. There's a lot happening.
I'm all jacked about it. I mean, and you're at the. I mean, let's just be honest here. Your business is in a way of being able to. Data's everything. Where you can at least begin to see the data and see the trends, and you can cross pollinate. You could do certain things with it.
Yep. That's what's going to separate companies. Who's got the data and who can do things with it.
That's right. Oh, awesome. Bill, how did they get a hold of you?
Bill.Pollak@Accruent.com.
I gotta have a conversation with this guy. He doesn't disappoint. He's got a nice beard. And all beard guys got to stick together because we're nice guys with beards. All right, we're going to close it out. We're going to wrap it up on the other side. I'm going to have all the contact information for Bill out on Industrial Talk, so fear not. Reach out to him. He will not disappoint you. He needs the Sherpa, so reach out to him. All right, we will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
All right, his name is Bill Pollak, Group President, Facility and Asset Lifecycle Group, and President of Accruent. And again, as you can tell, we were on site. Accruent Insights. And I'm telling you right now, you need to put that on your bucket list to attend next year. Excellent organization, excellent opportunity to connect with individuals that are looking for solutions, but really truly want to collaborate. And collaborate in such a way that really helps everybody out. So I was very impressed with the event, to say the least. Great group of people. And by the way, Bill's stat card out there on LinkedIn is chock full of great stuff. So reach out to him. Do not hesitate. All right. We're going to have more coming from this particular conference, this user conference. It's going to be just swimming in great content and great insights. Be bold. Be brave. Dare greatly. Hang out with Bill, and you're going to change the world. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned.